everybody. Welcome to AM Power. It is September 12th. I am excited to see all of you guys today. If you're in a place, you can turn your cameras on, turn them on so I can see your beautiful faces. If not, I absolutely understand. We are all very busy on this Friday, September 12th. I am Tara Truax, and I am really excited to be here this morning to talk about a topic that for some of you, the second I say it, you're going to go, oh, I don't really want to talk about this. And there's other ones that are going to be like, oh, I need this. And then you're still going to be like, oh, I don't want to talk about this. Because today we are talking about money. Money. And so many of us, and the reason I'm talking about this today, okay? The reason I'm talking about this today is earlier this week, I was on a call with someone on our team, and in the process, everything she's sharing about health and all these things, I can see abundance mindset, abundance mindset, abundance mindset. And then she said the kicker. Well, it's not about money. Okay, just stop. Raise your hand. Actually, drop a 5 in the comments. Drop a 5 in the comments if you have a vital health business. Drop a 5 in the comments if you have a vital health business. Do you have a vital health hobby? A hobby is something that takes money that we spend time on that doesn't generate money back. A business actually has, and look at all those 5s. There's a lot of 5s. There's a 5 times 10x in there. So many 5s, you guys, because we are in business. And I want to share something super important with you, because what we have here at Vital Health, if we can get our money mindset right and how we work with our teams around money, and money is not a dirty word at all. Unconditional health, unconditional love, unconditional abundance, they're actually all the same. It is our belief around those things that limit us. And so many of your health issues and the health issues you deal with on a daily basis with people are because of money. Well, that's not true. You're thinking, well, how is that possible? Let me tell you about that. Do you know that 99% of my health coaching clients were dealing with stress? And stress from a lifestyle related issue. And 99% of those issues involve a job which they go to for money, or a relationship that they have stress because of money, and that stress has affected them in ways of lifestyle related conditions, including elevated blood pressure, including blood sugar issues, including lack of sleep, including memory issues. So many health issues are directly related to what we call stress. And if you go to the source of where that is, if you had no financial flows issues whatsoever, would that issue exist? Most likely no, because your limitation in the choices you have are because of that. So if we can get really clear on this with ourselves first, okay, we got to do it ourselves before we do it for others. And then we help our team support that as well. I guarantee you, you guys, you are going to not only enjoy your vital health business so much more, you are going to be excited to talk about money. Some of you guys won't even post about money or talk about money because you're like, oh my God, that person down the street that I've never met, that so-and-so that walks person's dog is going to think horrible things about me. Why? Why do you care? So here's the way we're starting this call. I got to ask you a big question right now. If you were married to money, if you got married, okay, whether you're married now or not, if you were married to money, would you still be married? Think about this. If money was your spouse, would you still be in that relationship, that long-term commitment with money? So think about this. You have money, and then So if money was your spouse and you were married and then you never talked to your husband, you never looked at your husband, you never gave your husband or wife, sorry, husband or wife, your spouse attention, you ignored them all the time, and you were constantly going to them for withdrawals and never, ever, ever, ever making any type of deposit energetically whatsoever, what would happen to that spouse? The spouse is going to leave. What do you think money does if we never pay attention to it? What do you think money does if we never check in on it? What do you think money does if we don't put things in proper places for our taxes, for our, if we don't manage it, if we don't work with it? Just like in our relationship with our spouse, how we work with our spouse. Yes, someone said dies. It's the same. All of it. What happens with our health if we don't address it? You know, I was at back to school night last night from my son's class, and his guitar teacher said he teaches them a skill that you can't get in our fast-paced society. He teaches them practice. He teaches it in the same way that a weightlifter can't just go in and suddenly bench press 300 pounds and not have worked up to it. And he works the same way with them on learning their skills, because no matter what in guitar, it's the same. You can't just come in one day and pass the test. And we live in a world that we can just come in one day and pass a test or get it done, or a quick fix microwave society. We all do it, every single one of us. We live in a world, believe me, how many times a day do I get mad at this thing because the internet is being too slow and I don't have time to wait for it? We all do it, right? So that's the same with our health. It's the same with our relationships, and it's the same with money, because there's one really important thing in all of that. Relationship involves you. Therefore, money's not the problem. You are. Can you even believe it? It's your relationship with it. And I know this personally, you guys, because I went from, as a professional dancer, I wore the badge of a starving artist so well. I was so good at what I did. And you can look at my resume, you guys, and I can show pictures. It's funny because back before like 2006, that was when the iPhone came out. So everything is on regular pictures, right? So going through all the pictures, and I had a really cool life. It wasn't all over social media. That really was barely a thing. It was MySpace back then, but it was really, really awesome. But I did not have a bank account that showed that, because dancers truly are paid the lowest on the totem pole. And dancers never, ever, ever, unless you marry someone famous or you become a music artist or something else, become famous. They don't. So You Think You Can Dance came onto the market, that changed some things for dancers, but back then that was not a thing. You did it because you loved it. And I wore that starving artist badge so well. I became a master manipulator of money. Who in here, drop a 2 in the comments if you know you are a master manipulator of money. You always get just enough. You get just enough for that bill. You get just enough for overcoming the thing. You get just enough on the last minute to pay whatever it is. The car broke down. There's a lot of 2s. Do you know that actually becomes an addiction? I was really good at it, and I didn't consciously know this, but I was really good at it because it was a way I could control my circumstances. Because I didn't know what a lot of money looked like. In fact, I knew what a lot of money on other people looked like, and I didn't want that from the personal experience I had, which was a limiting belief that was keeping me where I was. I grew up with a single mom. I was the oldest of 4 girls. We barely had enough, but looking back, even though there was a lot of times that were really, really hard, we got through it. And every time you have gotten through it too. Therefore, you have more wisdom than you believe you do and more tools in your back pocket. So you should really give yourself some credit, because now as we unhash some of these limiting beliefs and you use those same tools, you are in the position to make so much money. And I know this because the second I started doing this work, and the only reason I started doing this work, you guys, was because I realized when I had a family and my husband and we wanted to have kids, it was no longer about me. And if I was going to continue to just manipulate this for my own safety, I couldn't give my children more than I ever had. I was only going to give them the limitation of what I had already experienced, and I wanted to break free from that. How many of you guys are here in Vital Health because you want to create a different reality? You want to have a bigger impact. You want to serve others. You guys yes, so many me's. Yes, I want to see how many of you have hope in your heart that some part of you, your purpose in this world, can make a greater impact. Yeah, guess what? We're all in this together. Can you believe it? Like, look at it at 11:11. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. 11:11. That is so crazy. Do you know that every time I do these AM powers, something happens at 11:11? So that's crazy. And at 11:12, in 1 minute, is my daughter's actual birthday. She will be 8 years old in 1 minute. She's born at 11:12 on September 12th. So we have our very first slumber party happening at our house tonight. So say a prayer for me. Anyway, let's get back to what this means. Okay. So I want you to look at some limitations you have about money. So you just looked at this yourself. Okay. How is my relationship with money? If I was married to money, what would my relationship look like? Be very, very, very real with this, you guys. Be very real with this. Because as soon as I did the work and I went from 6 figures of debt, we were 6 figures of debt from my son's medical bills. Remember how I said health and money and relationships go hand in hand? Yeah, we were 6 figures in debt from his health. Now, if I had money, would we have had that debt? Probably not. Would I have had the stress that it caused on me and my husband's relationship? Absolutely not. But did that process grow us, grow our relationship, grow how we show up and serve, grow the skills we work with our kids? 100%. So remember, part of this is the process. It's not the destination, because the ultimate destination, not to be morbid to any of you, but we all die. That is where we're all going, okay? And we don't know that endpoint. None of us. All we have is now. All we have and now, and what we do in that now, because even the 5 minutes ago, wherever time, oh, look, it's 11:12. So I guess it was 1 minute ago, because clearly I have no concept of time, is already gone. And there is no proof that it existed. None. Well, you can say, well, there's a recording. That again is your perception, because what you're seeing it is in the now. It is true. That is all that we experience, and it all happens in the mind. That is a very hard concept to get wrapped around, but it is 100% truth. So when we shifted our reality, we paid off all 6 figures of debt. We had 7 figures of income. I knew this was the first time we ever did this. And I remember that first big check I got, it was $78,000. That's how big it was. It was actually $78,662. I remember it. And it was so far beyond anything I had ever experienced that I knew if I did not make some shifts, I would calibrate my bank account, okay, my automatic thermostat of where I feel comfortable. And I would go back to the bank account and the way of treating money that I already knew. So I had preparation. I was prepared. By the time I got that paycheck, I was already properly saving. I already had tax accounts. I already was doing the things that when that money came in, it was just like a beautiful gift. And I was actually okay being a container for money. Second question I'm going to ask you, are you a healthy container for money? If I gave you $100,000, could you just hold it and not spend it? Does your container, if you were just to sit and close your eyes and see yourself as a container for money, do you have holes? What's your container look like? Is it burned out? Is it black? Is it gold? What are you as a container for money? What does it look like? Do you have cords that you're leaking money out to? Because if you're not a clear holder and container for money, you will leak it in multiple directions and not even know it. This is also goes back to your bank account, knowing where those automatic drafts come out, paying attention to those things, knowing what different charges are, knowing what account fees are. That is all part of being a smart business owner in Vital Health. And it actually gives you a better relationship with your downline. They're not just volume. You're not just checking volume. People are no longer money. People are people just as they are. And you start to, have you ever, like some of you guys, I know have been in this industry a long time, and you, when things are not good in your business, you won't even check your back office, right? Drop a 1 in comments if you've been in this industry a long time, you had a business that may be going backwards or something was going, and you would not log in or you wouldn't check your numbers, because every time you did, it upset you. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, someone put in the comments, actually, this container is too small. That is actually a wonderful observation. Thank you for sharing that. Is your container too small? Have you put a cap on what you're willing to receive? Because ultimately, we want to break through all of that so you all have massive Vital Health businesses. So I had superseded 7 figures of income. We were doing really well. My son's health was better. Our relationships got better. And I found myself in a mastermind with a bunch of other 7-figure business owners. In that mastermind, everybody's talking about their different businesses and how they generated their wealth. And I had our savings account, which was at that point over 6 figures in savings sitting. Okay. We used to have in a previous business actually called a 6-figure club. That was not how much you made. It was how much you saved. That was a good thing, not just spending it on fancy things, but actually protecting your family long-term. We had other investments, retirement, our kids, all of that, tax accounts, that was happy. And I was sitting there in a room of people. Some of them had made a lot less more money than me. And when it got to me, I could not get the words out to say what I did for a living and that I made my money in network marketing. How many of you, when people ask you what you do or how you make your income or what this is, that you may eventually say it, but you hesitate saying it's MLM or saying it's network marketing or saying, God forbid, you're a network marketing professional. Again, how many of you are business owners again? So we have, all of you on this call, every single one of you said you have a Vital Health business. Therefore, every single one of you on this call are business owners. And I see the people in the comments that are saying I'm a network marketing professional right now are actually diamonds. I want to see people on this call right now who are not yet is the key word, a diamond in Vital Health. Own that you are a network marketing professional, because some of you have actually been in network marketing longer than I have. I've been in the industry 11 years. I know there are people on this call that have been 20, 30, so many years. And yet, so many of you do not own that you are a professional because of a limiting belief you have somewhere hidden. I had made the money. I'd done the thing. I had the team. Okay. And so at that point, I think we had 200,000 people in my organization. Our team was doing 3.3 million a month in sales. And I could not say I am a network marketing professional. At that moment, I had a real eye-opening awakening that deep in my consciousness, if I had done all of those things, how could a new person come in and believe in network marketing if I had done all the things on the list and I didn't believe in? huge aha moment for me. And that is when I started to get much deeper into the limiting beliefs I was holding to open up my business and to not recalibrate and bring the thermostat down back to my comfort zone. There is a tool that I use, and it's called the work. It's called self-inquiry. It is called the work. Byron Katie teaches these 4 questions that you can print out. It's a printout that you simply print out just like this. James is going to drop it in the comments. It's free PDF. You go to thework.com. Byron Katie's, all of her stuff is completely free. You can print out the 4-question worksheet. And anytime you have a belief pop up, you can just drop it in there and you can work through it. She also has a whole list of universal beliefs. And there's universal beliefs like, I need more money. You can have a universal belief of, I'm not worthy. You could have a universal belief of, other people are judging me. And some of them are so deep and hidden that just like where I was, I had done so much work and we put all the things in place, but it was still there. And once I started to uncover it and let it go, it allowed me to be a more clear, bigger container. Whoever said that they were a smaller container, that actually was what I was. And I had hit a capacity of what I could make. I really had. Our business grew to that point and it stayed level there. But I will be 100% honest with every single one of you. My goal is to make $100,000 or more a month. And to this day, I have capped out what my income can come in. I think the highest check is 80,000 something, and it never broke 100 because I had a limit to it. And I am at a point now where those other limitations of what I feel safe with, I'm ready to release. So what you guys do is you ask, the 4 questions are this. Okay, so here's an example. I'm going to give you a limiting belief. You have to work hard for money. Drop a 2 in the comments if you believe you have to work hard for money. Some of us have that belief. It's a very common belief. You have to work hard for money. So now you ask the question, is it true? And it's your initial answer, yes or no. Well, I'll just answer for you. Yes, I have to work hard for money because when I don't work hard, I don't make that much money. And when I've made a lot of money in the past, yes. So yes, the answer is yes. Second question, can you absolutely know that it's true? Well, no, I can't absolutely know that that belief is true because I know somebody who made an investment and in one day made a whole lot of money, and that person did not work hard at all. So is that true? No, that's simply a belief. It's created it in my mind. Number 3, how do you react? And what happens when you believe that thought? So when I believe that thought, that I have to work hard for money, I feel a pit in my stomach. It feels heavy. It feels like, okay, I work so hard already. I've got my kids going here. I'm supporting my husband who works a very full-time job. I've got a million activities. I've got my loves, which include writing and other art things. It feels so heavy. And when I feel heavy, I don't feel like creating. I don't feel like going out and serving. I don't feel expansive. I feel small and I feel tight. Okay, so the 3 questions so far, is it true? Can you absolutely know that it is true? It's a yes or no question. Number 3, how do you react and what happens when you believe that thought? Okay, and again, you can print out the worksheet and it has the questions right there for you, okay? Number 4, who or what would you be without that thought? And that to me is the most expansive one. Who or what would you be without that thought? Well, when I no longer think that I have to work hard for money, I actually start to get creative in what brings me joy. What brings me joy and how can I serve others? How can I get out into the world and create in a way that is expansive and that could also impact my family in a positive way? I start to get happier. I start to get lighter. You can, another one. I'm leaking money everywhere. Is that true? Can you absolutely know that that's true, that you're leaking money everywhere? How do you react when you believe that you're leaking money everywhere? To me, it feels like I'm dropping stuff everywhere I go when I think about that. Who would you be without the thought that you're leaking money everywhere? I would be a much fuller container that could hold more and be a lot more expansive. Okay, you can do this for anything. Money is the root of all evil. Money runs away from me. You guys all have limiting beliefs around money, but you have to get really clear about money. Really clear about money. Because here's the thing. Drop in the comments a 1 if you believe in your lifetime you can make $100,000. Drop a 1 in the comments. Do you believe in your lifetime, your entire lifetime, you can make $100,000? There's a billion ones in the comments right now. You all believe it. Drop a 2 in the comments if you believe in a year you can make $100,000 in a year. We have a lot more 2s, a lot more, not as many as we have 1s, but a lot more. Drop a 3 in the comments if you believe you could make $100,000 in a month. Truly believe it, not peer pressured into it. Truly believe you right now in your current circumstances can make $100,000 a month. We have some 3s, not as many as we did 1s. We got some 1, 2s, and 3s. There we go. Drop a 4 in the comments if you believe in your current circumstances where you are right now that you could make $100,000 a week. We have some 4s. Not as many. Drop a 5 in the comments if you believe you could make $100,000 a day and you truly believe you could make it, you could earn it, and you could hold it. The interesting part of it is the 5s that I see, it's not as many, again, are a lot of our diamonds and above. This is not a money problem, my friends. This is your limiting belief around the limitations you have around time. So that's where your limitations and your work is going to be. As you have a limitation around the time it's going to take you to create this. You all are have ultimate capacity to do what every single one of us do. There is nothing different from a new person coming in and a black diamond in this company at all, except their commitment to doing the same things over and over and over. And we know we can collapse time. We look at what Anna just did last month and becoming a black diamond in 31 days, and none of us had ever seen it before. It is all possible. But it will continue to get level if you guys do not adjust your thermostat, use your tools, do the work, you guys. Again, it's thework.com is her. You can go there. It's Byron Katie. She wrote phenomenal books. If you want to do more work on the inquiry, you can use it around your health. You can use it around relationships. Her book, Loving What Is, was my first one that really, really, really helped me a lot. And then personally, so many of my clients. A Mind at Home with Itself. I'm actually reading it right now. Again, phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal books on getting into the thought processes on the limitations that you create in your current circumstances. And I truly am sending you guys a huge blessing for infinite flows in money, and that you guys all create the biggest containers ever. And that we here at Vital Health make so much money that we blow every limitation we've ever put out of the water, every single one. So you guys, thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I am so grateful to be sharing these things with you. So thank you, you guys.